Alright, what's up, guys? Realized I wasn't actually recording. So luckily I caught it without it getting too far into it. Basically all I've done is I took my setup from Donington and adjusted the differential here. Differential just had too much force in it. Yeah, it was too far to the locked end of the spectrum. So with the differential, it was like 136 or something, and it maxes out at 164. So with the diff, a fully locked diff is just like having a solid rear axle and both tires spin at the same rate. So the inside tire on a corner is going to spin just as fast as the outside tire, but that'll cause the inside tire to break, basically just burn rubber, because inside tire is going to spin slower than the outside tire just because of the nature of the corner. On the other end of the spectrum, you have a fully open differential, and so both tires will spin at different rates. Or both tires spin completely, and one could be going backwards and the other ones could be forwards. They're completely independent of each other in a fully open diff. The problem with that, though, is the power goes to the tire with the least traction. So that's a bad thing. You want the power to go to the tire with the more traction, with more grip. So what you do is you got to find the balance between those two ends of the spectrum. You want to get the power to the tire with more grip, but you don't want to get that inside tire spinning. So it's all about finding that balance, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. Because for the most part, I really like the way the setup handles. It's got really good corner entry, but that part of the corner in between corner entry and the middle of the corner is where it pushes just a little bit. So eventually I'll work on that, but right now I'm just trying to fine tune the diff. And then again, the wing's pretty low on this car, but I'm probably just going to jack it all the way up because I don't feel this straightaway is long enough for someone to actually pass you just based off the draft. Basically, you're going to have to mess that corner up, and then they're going to pass you that way. I don't think that straightaway is long enough for the draft to actually to be the only factor in helping you pass the car. Of course, it will help you pass the car when you do get a run on them, but you got to get that run on them first. And for here, I just aim for the right side of that tree right there. You'll see that tree just as you're coming over that ridge, and so just pretty much aim for the right side of it, and then it'll get you on line for that corner. That was weird. But yeah, all these corners with that diff at like 136 or whatever, the tires are just roasting. Especially coming out of this corner. This is one of the worst corners for it. It's spinning a little bit there, but it's not nearly the traction control is popping a lot more earlier. That is what's I've never had the traction control act like that before, where it doesn't feel like the tires are actually spinning, and it's like every time I've ever noticed the traction control, I hear that crackling and popping. That's when I noticed the traction control. But that time when it kicked on, it was actually just like it was pulling power out of the motor before the tires were even spinning. Like, I don't know, I just never noticed it behave like that before. It just felt like the car went down on power. Like, see, it did it right there again. What a bizarre feeling.
4.2.
Actually gets in that corner not too bad. The rear end does wag a little bit, but I think that'll all be fixed once I jack the rear wing up. But like I said, I want to get this diff figured out. That's different. Never noticed the traction control behave like that before. I have it turned all the way up or something?
3.91.
I wonder if I accidentally turned the traction control up or something. Turn it down to 3. I have a feeling like I accidentally turned up the traction control at some point along the way. I have a feeling I was around 3 before. I could be completely wrong. I don't know for sure. All I know is I do like the initial response after taking that traction control off 3 or 6 and bringing it back down to 3. So that's more what I'm used to. Let me take it down one more notch. Just take it down to 2.
3.93.
Ideally, you don't want to run any traction control at all. Ideally, you want to get that set up so nice you don't even need it. It's definitely not sapping the power like it was before, so yeah. I just, like I said, I'd never run the Beamer 6 traction control before and wasn't used to the way it behaved. I butchered that whole section. I'm still butchering. Hacking away. Beamer definitely takes to the grass a lot nicer than the McLaren. You can look at the grass and the McLaren will snap loose on you.
3.27.
Just got a little bit on that grass. Probably raise the car a little bit for this section of the track. Just so I can go over those curves without it scraping or bottoming out. Bad. Feels so much better out of that corner. I can't wait to put more in.
3.27.
And I'm just gonna coast and then get really hard on the brakes after I get around the kink. Ah, there we go. I did the whole roast the rear tire U upshift, but it doesn't really upshift. It misses upshift, so you got a double upshift. Thinking I might put a... Can't tell which way I need to go with my next diff adjustment. Kind of leaning towards locking it just a little bit more. Yeah, I like the traction control at 2 though. Alright. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Need to equalize these tire pressures because they're off from a previous set, and this is a different. This track goes a different direction, so there's more left-handers and right-handers. The previous set this track was for had more the opposites. We'll go one click less on the diff. I know, what I really am looking for is more, just being able to get the power down on corner exit. Oops. That's the thing with this track, you just want to get every little inch of the road because it's so small. And I find myself hitting the grass a lot more on this track than most other tracks. So, because I need to get like every little piece of asphalt to optimize the line through the corners. I didn't bring traction control. I guess 2 is a lower. Nope, I'm messing with brake bias. Alright, bring traction control down to 1. Yeah, there's the old double upshift again. Beamer's the only car I really have a problem with that, but that's just because of the Beamer's platform. It just spins a tire. Has more trouble getting the power down on exit than other cars in class. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I think we'll be moving that traction control back up to 2 there. That wasn't working out too well. Yeah, it's hard to get the power down there. Wait for it. There you go. Yeah, just really need to get a couple laps in here, get this diff sorted so I can just put more wing in it and get that over with. I just want to see if I went the right direction this time. I think I did. I kind of felt like the inside tire was spinning more than it should have been. But not because the axles were locked together, but because it was an inside tire and it had the less grip. So it didn't feel like it was because it had too much diff, it felt because it didn't have enough. But I could be wrong. So after this I'll go the other way and just see how that feels, just kind of test it. I was definitely up to speed a lot quicker in the McLaren than I am in this car. And I think that just all comes from having trouble getting the power down, honestly. Should have. Yeah, she's still roasting. Maybe I did go the wrong way. This one I'm not gonna recover from. Alright, so let's, I don't know, I'm gonna go the other way of the diff and see how that feels. So I'm really not too up to snuff on fine-tuning the diff. It's more like generalities, and then when I get to area, I kind of have to, you know. So it's pretty much like any other setup. If you really want to figure out what the best adjustment is, you have to test it at a lot of different settings. See how it behaves for you at all those different settings. See which one works best for you. So now I'm going away from, I didn't think it was from the two wheels spinning too fast, but I thought it was because the tire with less grip was spinning. I went away from that, and now we're testing if it was the two wheels that were spinning together that was causing the tires to lose grip and start spinning, or was it because one tire had less force on it and it didn't have enough diff on it. I don't think that's the case. I'm starting to think it was, it already feels a lot better than last time. Still burning them, but that's just the Beamer being the Beamer. Keep it in third gear here. That's probably the way to go for that corner. Just keep it in third gear, don't ever shift back down to second. Again, I want to raise the car for that part so it doesn't bottom out. Yep, I'd do a double F shift there. Car feels more stable through that corner with less diff, so I definitely think less diff was the better way to go. It's just, man. Not sure if it's a car or my setups are just really bad at getting power down, but somewhere along the line, this car struggles with getting the power down. Alright, I think I got the diff where I like it. So I want to put that rear wing in because I just want this rear end to grip. So I'm just, again, gonna jack it all the way because I just don't think this straightaway is long enough for anyone to pass you on just because you have more wing than they do. Alright, so now we got that wing all the way jacked up. Let's see if that rear stays behind us now. And just gonna keep it in third gear through there. Double up shift. Yeah, this is definitely not a BMW track. Man, my pace is terrible in this car
3.05.
compared to the McLaren. I'm like more than a second off my McLaren pace. Probably losing half a second that corner run. I really think a lot of that stems from just not being able to get the power down like there. They used second gear there that time, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't unpleasant. Of course, it spun the tires, but as far as breaking loose or anything, it was very stable. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. So I'm just gonna start trying to roll on the throttle more. Just not stab it anymore, just really ease into it. Try and give these tires a fighting chance of keeping their grip. Actually, I'm gonna try the taller gears here. See if I can use them to my advantage. Hopefully, with a little taller gear, the tires won't want to break loose so much, and the car will be in a little bit better gearing situation for some of these corners. We shall see. Still gonna have to upshift there. I don't think I'll have to upshift here though. Oh, see, that's what I wanted before I had to shift up to 4th, so that's good. I won't have to shift into 6 because that was kind of awkward too. Like I'd have to shift up into 6 just before I got to the kink up here. No, I should be able to keep it in 5th without a toe. Wow, did I brake too early? Slightly. Might try and see if I can get away with just using second gear for that corner, not going down to 1st. I know I have to go down to 1st for this corner. Well, I'll try it next time in 2nd and see for sure. I have a feeling I have to use 1st. I feel like it's getting the power down a lot better with these taller gears, that's for sure. It's not so easy for the tires to break traction. I did barely hit the limiter there, but I think that's going to be alright. That'll kind of be like a fail-safe to keep us from going too fast. Or at least remind you you're getting to the point where you should probably stop braking now. I think I'm going to stick with the taller gears.
3.3.
Yeah, this time I'll try just 2nd gear, not go down to 1st. Oh, first we got to stop the cart. Oh, wow. I had to go to 1st because I overshot that. Even though it was like probably the best I've ever gone through there. That was pure luck. That was in pure damage control mode. I thought for sure I was going to go off the track. Thanks, bud.
3.71.
Let's do second gear. I think that's a smart thing to do. Try second gear here. I approve. Try third gear here. I don't like that. Second gear did work better there. Uh-oh. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to stop or not. Yeesh. I don't know what I'm going to need to do to get the tires of grip come off that corner.
3.47.
Try to just be easier with the throttle. Smoother with it. Yeah, I'm like a full second off the tire pace. Probably just not braking aggressively enough. That and not getting the power down probably cost me a second. Yep, I think this the best tune for this car is your right foot, to be perfectly honest. It's got to be a lot smoother with it. Can't drive it like the other three, or the other two. I haven't really tried the Ford here. Yeah, see right there, see how much smoother I was? Just, you know, slowly rolling the throttle instead of just gassing it. I think that's going to be the trick. But with that more rear wing, I can really throw the car into that corner now. Especially that last little part where I really do the initial, where I do the main turn in. I really wish second gear ran out. I didn't have to shift up to third there. Interested to see what my optimal is for this session. So again, I'm going to be real gradual with the throttle. That really does help. Get the power down.
3.2.
You just have to be different with the throttle than you do the other cars. Again, just gentle with the throttle coming out of that corner. And by taking it easier, the tires are going to stop getting overheated and they're actually going to grip more, so the grip should get better and better in the back. But if you just keep stepping on throttle like I was doing earlier and keep roasting them, you're never going to get good grip out there, and they're actually just going to keep getting worse and worse, and the problem's only going to get worse and worse. So this lap I've adopted the roll-on policy. I'm already a 10th and a half up on my previous best lap in this session. So it looks like I did lose about a 10th there, but got into the twos. Just by rolling on the throttle, proof in the pudding. I went down first gear. Yep, that's a ticket. Just roll on the throttle. Alright, so we learned that. Now I want to raise the car so it doesn't ground out in that one part of the track. So I'll save that. Looks like I need to increase the front tire pressures because they're lowering the rears, and I like the tires to be more around 180 there. So I'll do that, which is actually gonna raise the car a little bit right here. Let's see. That must have already done it. What I want to do, what I want to do, what I want to do. I had a plan. I had a plan. Oh, that's just silly. Two different numbers. Well, square that up. What was I gonna do? Oh, duh. Raise the right height of the car. Alright. So we're at 45.7. Let's just bring it up to 50. Kind of dramatic, but that's probably too much actually. So I'll go click, click. Because when you bring the rear up, watch the front will come up too. So you just kind of get used to it and start accounting for it. Then spring perch offset here. So I went up like what, 3 there. So I want to go up to 56 here. Let's see what this gets me. 96.8. Still got a ways to go. 93.6. There we go. Alright, let's see how that works. Shouldn't be bottoming out on anything now. Bottom out. Ooh. Front end kind of did something weird there. Try and keep it in third through that corner. See if I can maybe get the power down better that way. Up to 6 for no reason. Slow down to second. think raising the ride height helped turn in and seemed to help get the power down. I don't know really why. I really like the way this car is rotating right now and responding to my inputs. I don't have to worry about curves or anything unsettling it as I run them over. Again, keep it in third through here. Roll on the throttle. Much better. Still off pace though. I want to be a second faster.
0.96.
I mean, I don't know if I'm off pace, I just know if I'm off the pace I'd like to be running. This could be the pace for the Beamer, but I know there's some people running very fast times with it, so I know that's not the case, but maybe for me this is my actual pace with this car. I just don't click with it as well as I do with the McLaren on this track. Oh, did bottom out a little bit there. It's amazing how much more stable this car is on the grass compared to the McLaren. And it's second gear there instead of third. I'm pretty much just right around those run constant 2 knots. Finding hard to really break past anything past that. Got to that section really nice. Up like 1/10 and 1/4. I was afraid I was going off, so I kind of nursed it. Down to second. Even rolling on the throttle is having trouble getting the power down. Gonna be my fastest lap by about 1/2
2.88.
Optimal's at 2.4. That's pretty horrible relative to the McLaren. Optimal McLaren's like mid to low ones, I think. They're pretty much a second off. Oh, I guess I just don't really have the pace with the Beamer that I do with the McLaren. Because easily by this time I had already cracked into the ones on race fuel with the McLaren. When I was pretty much done with everything by now. If you do that in the McLaren, the thing would get so wicked sideways on you. That's how, regarding how much I was in the grass right there.
2.9.
I mean, the set feels pretty good. It's missing speed, is all. Fortunately, that's kind of an important factor to racing. Yeah, sorry, I had to feel like having some fun. Sorry, Chad.
Back in everything.
Alright, so I definitely saved that. I think I'm thinking about calling it. Mostly because I'm just kind of running out of focus. I know there's obviously more things I can do to the car. But really, it's just I need to get more powered up. As far as handling, I like the way it's handling. I'm gonna do more low respeed. Nah, I'm not gonna touch it because again, the handling of the car. What I'm trying to do is figure out more ways to get more grip to the rear tires. But I don't really want to adjust that stuff because that's going to start adjusting the handling of the car, and I don't have any problems with the way the car's handling. Just getting that throttle down, which like I said, I think it's going to have a lot to do with that right foot, but I think we'll call it, and then I'll go run some more laps, and if I figure anything else out, of course, I'll post any updates. But, alright guys, till next time. I didn't hit stop. Thought I hit stop. Alright, see you guys. I just noticed my camera fell over again. Time for some new tape. Alright guys, I'll see you later.